You take a photo, maybe it's even a good one, and then you don't post it, not because you forgot, but because something in your chest quietly said, no. Most people would call that shyness, but that's not really what it is. You see others posting freely, their meals, their faces, their random Tuesday mornings, and something about that feels distant, almost reckless. You catch yourself wondering, why is it so easy for them? And hidden inside that question, there's another one. What's wrong with me? So you archive the photo, close the app, move on. But the feeling lingers, just a little longer than it should. Here's the part most people don't understand. Psychology tells us that people who don't post their photos aren't broken. They're not simply insecure, or at least not in the way we assume. They often have what's called a high private self-concept. Their sense of self lives internally, unseen, unvalidated by outside eyes. And that's not a flaw. It's a form of protection your brain learned early and decided to keep. Every time you think about sharing something, your brain runs a quiet calculation. What's the cost of being seen versus the reward of connection? For most people, that scale leans toward reward. For you, it leans toward caution. Research on something called self-monitoring shows that people like you don't shape who they are based on how others see them. And when asked to present themselves publicly, there's a kind of internal friction, like something doesn't sit right. Think of it this way. Most people have a glass front door. You have a wooden one. It's not locked. It's just not see-through. So what can you do with that? First, name the real fear, not the surface discomfort, but the deeper one. Ask yourself, what exactly am I afraid will happen? Because the moment you put it into words, your brain starts to calm down. A vague fear feels permanent. A named fear feels manageable. Second, separate your identity from your visibility. Who you are isn't stored in what others can see. Ask yourself, if no one ever saw this, would I still be me? And the answer is almost always yes. Third, start small. You don't have to jump straight into full exposure. Post something neutral, a place, an object, a moment. Let your brain learn slowly. Being seen doesn't mean being unsafe. Remember the wooden door. You're not hiding. You're just not leaving it open by default, and that's a choice. But like any choice, it can change. Not because you owe the world your visibility, but because one day you might want more of it. You took a photo today, and you kept it to yourself. And inside that quiet decision, there's something worth understanding. Not fixing, understanding. Because the most intimate parts of you were never meant for everyone. The real question isn't, why don't you share more? It's, what would feel safe enough to begin?